We're in the Last Boy Scouts, Reed the Beard here with
Scotty the Professor.
So we came up North Fork today, this morning, take a little early morning hike. A little chilly weather. It's pretty nice out here though. I decided to stop, have a little cup of coffee. So brewed up a little coffee this morning. We're gonna sit back, look out over the river, just have a chit chat. I want to talk to you guys about winter and some of the things that you might look out for when you're out there adventuring in the winter time, and things to be aware of. So stick around, it's going to be a good one.
So we're out here having a discussion about some of the things that we need to be mindful when we're out here adventuring, camping, exploring, hiking, what have you, during the winter months. And Reed and I were having a discussion about a few different ways that our core body temperature loses heat when we're out in the wilderness. And the first method, and I could think of about 5. And Josh Enyart talks about those 5 specific things in his book, which outline a lot of those things. But first and foremost, I think of conduction. And conduction is essentially when your warm body makes contact with a cold surface. When we make contact with a cold surface, our body heat transfers to that cold surface, and therefore we essentially get the warmth sucked out of our body. Now, one specific method that I can think of with regard to how we lose our body heat through conduction is essentially while we're sleeping.
Yeah.
Now, you got a lot of people that will comfort camp and bring these fancy mattresses to put underneath their sleeping bags and whatnot, not realizing the sole intent of having a ground cover, and that is for insulation. That insulation between you and your bedding is your protection from losing your body heat via conduction. So,
right, and the other thing too, I'm a hammock camper. I've gotten to the point it hurts a little too much to sleep on the ground, so now I hammock camp. So one of the things that if you're a hammock camper that you need to think about is you're going to have that layer between you and the hammock, and then also under the hammock a lot of people use an underquilt. That underquilt helps to keep that cold air that settles underneath your hammock. It keeps it from affecting you while you're in that hammock. And I have a whole system that I utilize when I'm hammock camping, which keeps me pretty warm. And the only thing I ever seem to get a little bit colder in my toes, but I double up on my socks. So generally for the most part, I'm pretty good when I'm hammock camping. And like I said, I'm getting to the point now it hurts a little too much to sleep on the ground. So I'll leave that to the younger crowd.
Yeah, and you bring up a great point on what you essentially wear clothing-wise to combat losing that heat, and we can talk a little bit more about that as well. 3 main parts of your body that you essentially want to protect and keep warm at all times, because they do regulate the heat in your body, is first and foremost your feet. So I appreciate your comment about putting the wool socks on. The next would be your dome, your head, and then also your hands. If you protect those 3 areas of your body, you can pretty much regulate the heat throughout the rest of your body.
Most importantly, though, when you're camping and you're in cold weather, you want to make sure you keep that core warm too by layering up. But you don't want it to be too hot. You may have to layer down. You don't want to sweat too much in the cold. If you do, that is one of those. That's part of that triangle in the hypothermia scale. That wind, wet, and cold. You don't want your body wet. So you're going to have to regulate that temperature and try not to get too hot, but you don't want to be too cold. So it's kind of a fine balance.
Yeah, and that brings up, you basically hit the nail on the head with two other aspects of the 5, and one of those is evaporation. As our bodies sweat, the heat is essentially escaping our body, and once that heat, just like conduction, escapes from our body, then it lowers our core temperature. And then the other one would be radiation. You know, our bodies radiate heat, and as we come in contact with colder objects, it essentially sucks that heat away.
Yeah.
And that's thermal radiation.
And one of the last things is through respiration. When you're breathing, you're expending energy and you're losing heat through your body that way. You know, some of the things we talked about when we were on the drive up here, we were talking about different ways you can keep warm, and you see people do it all the time. Cold weather, you're breathing into your hands, you're using that respiration to heat those digits. Mine are a little bit chilly this morning, and I can always tell when my hands are kind of cold, because I'm a little more olive skinned, but my hands start turning a little white when I'm cold. So they're a little bit chilly this morning, not bad. We're probably in the low 40s right now. California isn't, this part of California, we don't get a true winter. We just get basically an extended fall. But we still do get some cold temperatures.
Absolutely. We get frost. We do get the fog, which totally sucks. But we also get frost. Frost, essentially everything freezing. So we do get the cold temperatures, but I mean, none of the beauty that goes with it, the snow and other things like that.
So we've kind of covered hypothermia, but let's talk about the most important thing that we wanted to talk about today. Coffee. So we came up, just decided to take a little walk this morning. We'll show some footage in a little while. We're over the North Fork of the Kaweah River. Beautiful scenery up here. The fall colors.
Gorgeous.
This is one of the few places in this area that you really get those good fall colors, and we wanted to kind of share that with you folks out there. But most importantly, you know, I just brewed up a little cup of coffee, grabbed some water out of the creek down below, and brewed it up because, you know, I'm a man. I went ahead and just went with some Dunkin' Donuts. You know, I don't need that foofy.
What does that have to do with being a man?
We'll get to that in a minute. But just some good old-fashioned Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Just your regular old straight black, no sugar, no cream. Something to wake you up early in the morning. Not
to cut you off there, but I see where you're going with this. So Reed's drinking coffee, which I also brewed myself some coffee. Some maple bourbon coffee, which I will have in a little bit. Before I have that,
coffee.
I like to stick to my morning reg and drink yerba mate. So yerba mate is a tea from South America. It was real popular with the Incas and the Guarani Indians down there. And like coffee, it gives you energy. It wakes you up, definitely. And the great thing that I like about it, it doesn't have a whole lot of tannins like traditional black tea does. It has all the natural caffeine and potency of coffee without all the processing that coffee and coffee beans go through. So it's still in its natural state, just dehydrated the way that I drink it. Essentially, I like the loose leaf. I can put inside of a cured gourd, and this is how the gauchos, or the cowboys down in South America, in Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay, drink chili. Can't forget chili. They drink it as well, just pouring hot water over the loose leaf, and then utilizing this straw called a bombilla that has a natural filter built into it. I don't get any of that loose leaf in my system. Every once in a while I'll get one that will come through. But anyways, this has a lot of antioxidants. This has a lot of vitamins and nutrients. If you have high blood pressure, this definitely works great for you. It's got so many other natural things that help you out, and it keeps you regular, just like coffee. But this actually, as opposed to coffee, actually works for you as it cleans the inside of your intestines as well. So those are just some of the few reasons and many reasons why I love it. Not everybody likes the taste, though.
Tastes like shit.
Yeah, it can.
Coffee.
Well, like coffee, you can also doctor yerba mate up. If you pour the loose leaf into a filter and brew it just like coffee, you add milk and sugar and all your fancy other stuff, and it actually tastes amazing that way. But if you're a real man like myself, you drink it amargo, or bitter. Cheers.
If you like what you see in the videos, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button, along with the notification bell, so every time a new video drops, you'll be notified. You can also reach us through Instagram, Facebook, and by email, and all that's in the description box below.
One other thing that I want to do a Jen Psaki circle back on that we didn't talk about is that's another C, part of that 5. We talked about conduction, but we didn't talk necessarily about convection. So our body can lose heat via convection, which, let me dumb it down for you. Let's talk in layman's terms. And convection essentially is a flow of either air or even cold water that brushes against your body, that basically steals your heat away from your body and basically zaps it out of your system. So those are just some things to be aware of when you're out. So when it comes to hypothermia also, there are a few different stages of hypothermia. I mean, you can catch a mild case of hypothermia by just lowering your core temperature just a little bit. But there is a mild, a moderate, and a more severe stage of hypothermia. And then as you get in that severe stage, as your body core heat tends to drop, it can lead to death. And that's definitely not what any of us want.
No.
So I think it's behooves us to be mindful when we're out here, to stay warm, to monitor how we're feeling, and to resort back to some of those things that we've talked about before, to keep ourselves safe, protected, and warm through shelter, fire, and proper clothing. Reed, what are some types of clothing that we can keep on hand, just as a preparation to help us in colder weather scenarios?
Myself personally, I usually always carry, either in my vehicle or in my bag, I carry extra pair of socks. Generally wool, if I can, for colder weather. The wool really, merino wool is, if you can find it. There's plenty of different manufacturers out there, like Darn Tough or a Smart Wool make very good merino wool socks. What I like about those is that as it keeps the heat in, your feet do sweat. You get that perspiration, but it's moisture wicking, so it will take that wetness away from that skin.
I know if you work in the line of work that we do, if you're on your feet all day, you want comfortable socks, and When I first started in this career path, I got a lot of wool socks from the boot brand Rocky. They also make socks as well, and they breathe great. So I mean, you could be on your feet all day. Naturally, you're going to sweat, but I mean, they breathe well enough to where you're going to maintain that comfort, and you're going to have that circulation of airflow while you're sweating, so you don't necessarily unsafely lose all your core temperature, especially when you're working in cold weathers like Salinas, when the wind gusts get extremely cold.
Yeah. So generally, if you're going to be out, keep a base layer with you. It can be as little as some thermals. This time of year, generally, like I said, we don't get too cold here where we're at. But if we get up into the higher country, I'm going to have a base layer underneath those thermals, the long sleeve, long pants underneath my regular clothing to help kind of combat that radiation and that heat from escaping my body. It helps trap that in. A good down jacket. If you have a good down jacket, wool is another good one. I also one of the brands that I like Carhartt, with the canvas. I've got one at home that I've tinned the jacket. I wish I'd done a video on that to show the process of what they call tinning. You're waterproofing it, making it that oil skin, but it's weatherproof, it's windproof, and it really traps that heat in. But there's a downside to that too, is it really traps that heat in, so it doesn't allow for the escape of any kind of perspiration or anything like that. So again, mindful of that when you're layering your clothing.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things that you also want to keep in mind is maintaining your clothing and your equipment in good, proper, clean working order. As your clothes get dirty and jacked up, the pores in your clothing will get clogged, and that will prevent the escape of heat as well, which can essentially be dangerous because when you're sweating, you're losing that body heat. Another thing I wanted to bring up, just to add on to your clothing list, I like to bring a shamag with me when I'm out adventuring, but I also wear one at work. I wrap it up and I wear it essentially like a scarf to protect my neck area. If I wear a beanie and a scarf at work, I don't need to, especially in cold weather, I don't need to have a jacket because I am able to regulate my body heat that way. So
yeah, definitely. And a shemagh has several different uses, and we've talked about some of those uses in past videos. But it definitely is a thermal regulator.
It's just one more to check off.
One more. He was talking about a beanie. Beanie caps are great. Keep the top of your head warm, your ears, or even just a baseball cap. You can see I have one of our last Boy Scout caps on, and I'm gonna segue here. I'm gonna use a little TV term. Our good friend Adam Arrow, or Adam Peel over at Adam Arrow Outdoors, sent us some swag. Thank you, Adam. We appreciate it. If you haven't checked out his channel, please go do that. Go check out his channel. He literally is the Swedish Viking MacGyver. The stuff that he's doing is absolutely amazing. He's in the process of building his winter shelter right now.
It is badass.
Yeah,
you guys need to head over on YouTube, subscribe to his channel, check out all the awesome stuff he's already done in the past, and all the stuff he's currently working on.
And if you're a dog lover, definitely need to check him out.
Oh yeah,
because he's always got his dog Freya, and she's out there adventuring with him. And
beautiful husky,
absolutely beautiful dog. And we thank Adam. Hey, thank you for sending that over. He sent over a few other little personal items, and so those are I have those kind of in some strategic areas in my truck. And but thank you so much, Adam, for sending us some swag, and brother, we'll keep promoting your stuff, and thank you for supporting us in the past.
Cheers, brother.
So here's to you, Adam. Skål.
Skål.
Well, what else, brother? I mean, like I said, we got some beautiful scenery. We want to share that with you guys. We're gonna take a few minutes here in the video, and we want to show you where we're at today. And you know, it's been a little while since we made a video. We've both been kind of busy the last, you know, here we're in the holiday season.
Conflicting schedules,
but our schedules are going to align now better. I'm moving into a new position, and Scotty has weekends off, so finally, it only took me 16 years to get weekends off myself. So so now
those knee pads come in handy, I tell you what.
Okay, that's enough of that. So we're gonna, like I said, our schedules finally align. We'll be able to do put out some more videos. Definitely got some neat stuff coming up. There's some surprises in the next month or two. Definitely, I'm not going to share those with you yet. I want to keep you in suspense, but some pretty neat stuff coming up for us.
Definitely. Well, to give you guys a little slight teaser, we have a bunch of friends that we have worked with throughout our careers that have some particular set of skills that we want to showcase, and not to give away too much with that, but we want to get in the realm of fishing, and we want to talk a little bit about some of the expertise of one of our buddies in that area and some of the things that he's been doing and working on. We want to talk a little bit more about backpacking and preparation for backpacking, and we have a buddy who has excelled at backpacking in some of the high Sierra areas here in California, as well as proper training with a firearm. So without saying too much more, and then the other big shout out we want to give to our buddy Mikey B over at Smoke Bros. Holiday season, go check out his website if you're looking for some holiday gift ideas, and you got a barbecuer in the family. Hey, go check out his stuff. We've promoted him before. We want to continue to promote him. He's really his business has taken off, and so get in on that and check him out. It's smokebros.com. You can go check them out over there and check out their holiday packs, what they have. And he's got some new he's got new stuff out.
He's got some new swag online. If you like swag that is in the realm of sarcasm, definitely he's got some good swag, and that will feed that need for you. But past that, I think we're gonna sit back, we're gonna enjoy our coffee and our cup of watered shit, and
the whole purpose of being out here isn't to just sit on our asses and talk. I mean, enjoying nature is definitely part of it, but sitting here enjoying nature is only a small sliver of getting out there, adventuring, taking a look at the wildlife and the plant life. I want to see if while we're in this area we can find any wild edibles that haven't been completely devoured by the animals getting ready to hibernate and whatnot. But
definitely. So hey, stick around. You're gonna see some great scenery, and other than that, hey, we thank you for stopping by. So check out what we're doing. You can check us out on Facebook at The Last Boy Scouts. You can also get a hold of us on Instagram. Everything will be in the description box below. And also, if you want to contact us, you can contact us at thelastboyscouts2021@gmail.com. If you have any questions, suggestions, please throw them in there. Throw them in the comment box below. We appreciate your patronage, you guys stopping by. And
subscribe to the YouTube channel, please.
Yes.
Hang out, comment. We want to hear from you.
We're building
a lot of fun.
We're building this thing little by little. So, you know, we both have had pretty long careers where we're at now, but we're looking to transition. And if we can make this something that we do for a living, that would be awesome. And we love promoting other people. We love getting information out to you guys and our viewers. And so keep watching, keep viewing. Like I said, we got some neat stuff coming down the road. Like I said, some different areas we want to cover. And like I said, we got one other really big surprise coming up. And again, I'm not going to spoil that one because it's kind of it's a opportunity I've been given. And so we've both been given the opportunity, and something I've been wanting to do for a while. So it's keep your eyes open. We're gonna be doing more new, fun, and exciting stuff. So,
all right, stay safe, stay vigilant.
Knowledge is your weapon.
Be prepared. See you.